This is Blackwatch with Commanding General Yahanna, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he made man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
We don't need a black man in the White House. We need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Blackwatch. Let the show begin.
Israel, welcome to another episode of Black Watch. We're gonna get it in, man. Yesterday, the world, our slave master just celebrated one of his most satanic and evil and disgusting and orgy-filled holidays called Halloween. Drunken orgy holidays called Halloween. Right. And guess what? The slave right behind Massa, we shucking, jiving, celebrating it too. Right. Why? Because we got to do everything Massa do, because he's a God to most of us. You understand? Well, thank God the I.S.U.P.K, we know who the real God is. Right. You understand? And we don't deal with these things like Halloween, Thanksgiving coming up, Christmas, because our Lord says not to do it. And we stand with our Lord so he can stand with us. You understand? This first story, Officer Yedaya about to go into, man, it shows that whatever our slave master does, he still reserves and shows his hatred towards us, no matter what he do. You understand? It can have nothing to do with us. If he doing it, he gonna make it about us. That's just how they roll, to embarrass us, to belittle us. You understand? You got it, Yedaya.
Colonel Wakan, sir.
Slack. Commander GEN.YAHANNA be here shortly too. He on deck. He'll be coming in shortly. Go ahead.
Colonel Wakan, sir. Virginia councilman posts, then deletes picture of himself in blackface as sexual chocolate.
In Virginia. The Virginia councilman, he dressed up for Halloween with blackface, right? Posted it and deleted it. And listen, it wasn't no mistake. You understand? Right. He knew he was going to post it because he wanted to be known. He wanted this to be known. They brag about their racism. Right. They brag about their hatred for us. But he knows once he posts it and let the world see it, he just got to take it down shortly afterward and say, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I offended anyone. And come up with the excuses. That's what they normally do. They've been doing this forever. Listen, but you notice it don't stop, right? If they were so sorry and it was a mistake, eventually it would stop because they like, yeah, we can't do that. Right. But the purpose is to disrespect you. That's the first thing. Right. And let the world see it, and they just take it down, say I'm sorry, and then go laugh about it with their drunk buddies. Right. You understand?
Colonel Wakan, sir. According to NBC 12.
Go ahead.
Colonel Wakan, sir.
Look about as gay as possible.
Colonel Wakan, sir. According to NBC 12, Warsaw Councilman Farron Hamlin posted a picture in blackface as one of Eddie Murphy's Coming to America characters. The white politician that posted the offending photo on his Facebook account over the weekend with the caption, "In honor of my late friend, I went out as the legendary Randy Watson tonight."
Right. Y'all know the movie Coming to America, right?
Colonel Wakan,
and Eddie Murphy dressed up as this character on stage, clapping his hand with the Jerry curl, talking about sexy chocolate. Sexy chocolate. You understand? They this Edomite, he posing to be this guy. You understand? Right. Which, knowing the history of blackface in America, man, knowing that it's offensive, knowing that it's belittling, and then this character is supposed to be a joke. Hell, I was offended that Eddie Murphy played it. Hell, right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a joke of us. You understand? But our oppressor sees it, and he just want to enhance the joke. You understand? Knowing that there's going to be an outcry, knowing that he's going to catch some backlash, but they don't mind the backlash. That's one thing our people got to understand about our oppression. They do not mind that you're mad at them. It don't hurt them one bit that blacks and Hispanics are mad at them for something they do. They just take it down for the government's sake, for their white colleagues' sake, just to be politically correct. Oh, it was a mistake. It was a this. It was a that. I got them niggas, didn't I? Didn't I? You understand? This is how they treat us. Go ahead.
Sir.
Anytime y'all can jump in.
Yes, sir. Councilman. His post was flooded with comments and reactions. There were many also who felt he should not have had to apologize for posting the photo in the first place.
See? Go ahead.
Councilman. According to reports, Hamlin wrote another statement pertaining to the original post, which he later deleted as well. Folks, I made a post of me dressed like the movie character Randy Watson. For those of you who don't know the movie, Randy is a black man, so I dressed the part. Suit, hair, and yes, my makeup was brown.
Right. And listen, he ain't the type of Edomite to be watching Coming to America or Friday and all the black shows. He said he told his buddies, I wanna do a blackface, man.
Right.
I want to do blackface. So somebody find me somebody who I could be blackface. And they went and did some research and found this character. And he dressed as this character. He didn't know about a year ago. He didn't know about Randy Jackson a year ago. Go ahead,
It's good, sir. It said Hamlin continued by comparing himself to black comedian Dave Chappelle, who recently was vilified by leaders in the LGBTQ plus community. It says the councilman said that like Murphy and Chappelle, he doesn't go around walking on eggshells worried about hurting someone's feelings, but I never intended for this to be a racial issue.
Right. Well, what else could it be?
Right.
What else could it be? You became a whole nother race for Halloween. Right. But it ain't a racial incident. It ain't a racial thing. It is racial. You understand? Go ahead. Go ahead. And he said, what? Oh, he looked up to Dave Chappelle and Eddie Murphy, huh?
Khan. It said, like Eddie Murphy and Dave Chappelle, he said he doesn't go around walking on eggshells worried about hurting someone's feelings.
Right. Like he do what he want. He dresses a slave if he went with chains and blackface if he want. He don't worry about that. He don't live that kind of life where he's scared. Meaning he don't care when you Negroes complain.
Sir.
He don't care when you complain. He don't care that he hurt your feelings. You understand? He gonna do what he does. He's free. He's an American. He want to be free. Now, if he want to make fun of you and dress like, some funny half gay black character, he gonna do it. You understand? And he don't want to be made to feel shame about it either. Just like that critical race theory, sidebar, they don't want to be made to feel shame about anything they do. They want to do it, and that's that. You understand? Right. Go ahead.
Concert. That was it on the article.
That's it on the article.
But if I may, sir, what you bringing out is just so heavy. The oppressor really does not give a damn when it comes to those issues. There was a movie that was made early, I believe in the 1920s or 30s called Birth of a Nation, where they were, the oppressors was running around as the Ku Klux Klan, and they had another oppressor in blackface that they said raped this some devil. And filmmakers today regard that as one of the greatest films ever made in American history. So the oppressor has never really gave a damn about our feelings, sir. Salaki.
Right. If I may, because he knows all they got to do is apologize, and we'll accept his apology. We'll accept his apology, and we'll forgive him, and we'll move on. No, our leadership is so lackluster. It's a shame. You know what I mean? And this is why these types of things is able to be, he's able to do these things. Like you said, General, if I may, he went out to the costume store. He fully well understood that this is what he wanted to be. And he, full well understood that. But then once he put it up, he knew that people was going to see it. And then he just tried to take it down like, it wasn't nothing. But then, like I said, he's going to, apologize, of course. And everybody will just forget about it. And it'll go down just like the same way when Gucci made the blackface.
Right.
He did the big lips and, and he, like you said, sir, if I may, they understand full well, like the racial connotations that's like associated with blackface and how it was perpetuated black people back in the 30s and the 20s and and how these actors made so much money off of the racial things against black people, and he full well did it in 2021. So this proves that they're just racist and they always going to be.
Like you said, they know full well, man. You know what I'm saying? They know what that means. You know what I'm saying? They know all the cartoons that made with the black face and the big lips. You know what I'm saying? And all right. They know, they remember all them cartoons and all them shows. with the blackface they did, and they know it's disrespectful to black people. It's just another form of saying nigga.
Right.
You understand? It's just another form of saying nigga. So, but he want to be free to say nigga. That's what he want to be free to do. He want to be free to do that and to be like that. And but like Tazawan said, he really for his Edomite colleagues, you know, and to be proper, you understand, and politically correct, he take it down and say sorry. Well, I'm gonna do it because I do what I want, and I don't care about black people. I'm gonna do it, and after it, I'll just take it down and tell them sorry. Sorry, slaves. I apologize.
Kind of a concert.
And but until the next time, you know what I'm saying? Until the next time, it don't stop it. They love doing it, and they love the attention they get from it, positive and negative.
Right.
They love it. You understand? And it just happened again. It just don't stop.
If I may, sir, one more thing, Salakia. What you're bringing out is so heavy because you said he's a councilman, right, Yediah? So of course, in a I don't know how long the councilmen take to go and campaign to be reelected. I'm not sure how long that takes for them. I know the president's election is 4 years, every 4 years. I'm not sure about the councilman, maybe a couple of years or whatever. But what he'll do is he'll be back to get the black vote again, and then he'll go go to the barbershop. He'll take a picture with some babies. He'll do some damage control. He might even hire a rapper or something like that that we like, or a football player, something to take a picture with, so that we can forgive him, and then in a couple of years we'll be voting for him again.
Good. You're right about that. How somebody look that up. How often do councilmen? How do they vote on councilmen? And we get that next story whenever you're ready. If that was it on that. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. Like they play. Okay. Edomites are good at being snakes and liars, man. That's why the scriptures say they was liars and murderers, man. Our King Yahweh said that they're liars and murderers, because they lie to the world and they just stick to it. And listen, remember, they got Donald Trump on video telling his people, listen, just say it. Just say it. They push back like, we can't say that because there's no proof. And they got you on video saying this. And Donald Trump said, just say it. Keep stand by it. They'll eventually believe you. And he's right. Even if they know it's a lie, if you say it enough and stand by it, they'll accept it. You get on?
What's going on, Warriors?
Sir. We're just going over that first story about the councilman, General.
Y'all, you might have to lift that mic up a little, General.
I'm a little okay.
You sound a little muffled with the mic.
We're gonna go to the next story unless you wanted to say something on it.
No, it's just how amazing them Edomites, like you said, they masters at being snakes. They love to do something that is off script and where you can't directly accuse them or try not to or lie about their intentions of why they did what they did. You getting a lot of feedback from me?
Yes, sir. We getting a lot of feedback, and your camera is like got like a dark tint to it, like very dark.
Yeah, I'm working out a little technical difficulties over here. Let me see what I can do. Is there anything I can do?
Feedback is strong, sir.
Feedback is strong. All right. I'm gonna bail out for a second. I'll try to get it
like
straight.
That old school radio sound in the background. Like
all right, I'll see what I could do with it. All right.
Call him one card.
All right. I'll be right back. Y'all go ahead.
No sweat. So let's just get the next story.
Sir, like Officer Design once said, the term is 4 years for every councilman. It's not a limit on how many times they can be reelected, sir.
So every 4 years they vote in these councilmen. But again, when it come time to get that vote, he gonna be real sweet with black people. And we're gonna do what we do all the time. Somebody compliment us and get us a bag of chips or give us some extra food stamps. We worship them like God. Again, we forget everything that they did in the past.
That's right.
We forget all of their evil. All they got to do is say, I love you. You understand? They beat you in the head, beat you in the back for 3 years. 3 years. You hate them. That last year, they say, you know what? I had a revelation. Black people are beautiful. Black people are godly, and I want all you to come out and vote for me, man. And let's have a party. I love all people, and we fall for it. Fall for it. We cast that vote, and then he returned to normal after he get elected for 3 more years. Go ahead.
What you bringing out, sir, is just so heavy. What you just described was Joe Biden during this past election.
God.
People forget, you know, his name has been on every minor and major crime bill since 1972. But because he came out and said, I was so wrong for what I did during the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, I just asked for forgiveness. And if you don't vote for me over Trump, then you ain't black. That's what he that's what he said, sir.
Good. That's what he said.
You know, it's like our people, and you know, just to your point, it's like our people get so shammed by, you know, politics and politicians. You know, like what they don't understand is that these politicians are going to protect what their ancestors left for them, and that is white supremacy. So it doesn't matter how good they say they're going to give it to you, you're going to still get it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like our people just is so you know, just so locked in on, you know, and a lot of it has to do with our leadership. You know, with this, our leadership is just, you know, we try to have vicarious power. You know what I'm saying? It's like not to go on, but it's like that vicarious power. You know what I'm saying? Like we feel like if we can show them as much love as we can show them, they'll share in some of the power. You know what I'm saying? And that proves to be, you know, that never ever gonna happen.
That ain't gonna never happen. That ain't gonna never happen. They're gonna look at you as suckers, just like they do. They look at us like we suckers, man, because they see we trying to cater to them and please them and doing giving all our love to them, and they don't deserve it, and they know they don't deserve it. I didn't heard them say, you know, they say, I don't understand. The white people do articles or do videos and say, I don't understand why black people follow Christianity. I mean, it's a white God. They just don't understand how can they're their own people. They say it. How can our own people have done all these things to them and they still believe in us as God and follow us as God? Like they're shocked about it because they know their race would never go for that.
Right.
War a long time ago, sir. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying right. You right.
Gun. So like you bring it out, gun. They ain't gonna never change. The scriptures say, "Who can make straight that which I made crooked?"
Right.
There's a leopard change the spots. You can't make people love you. All you gonna do is embarrass yourself, you know, and have them give you less respect.
That's right.
The more they try to stop you from voting, the more you're gonna love them.
Right.
The more they take away your rights and harass you, the more you're going to beg them and love them more. You understand? And they know it. You know, it's like when I was in college, back in college days before the truth, you know, I wanted to be Omega Psi Phi. You understand? Not knowing no better, sir. And you know, if there was one guy who was over our dorm who was Omega Psi Phi, he was like one of the leaders of it. He wasn't the students, he was one of the staff. It was over it, right? And so we went to him one day and said, listen, we trying to be Omega Psi Phi. We ready to do anything. You give us our orders. We ready to be soldiers for Omega Psi Phi. And thank the Lord, he was a good brother. He said, listen, let me slow y'all roll. Not go to them brothers like that. Don't let them see you ready to do anything because they'll use you and they'll do this and do that to you and you'll be like suckers to them. So I'm just giving you warning because I like y'all. You know what I'm saying? I said, oh, man. And it changed my world. It flipped my brain and be like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Because I never even thought that they could take advantage of me if they see how willing I am. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To serve how our enemy is. And even in those fraternities, they get it from our oppressor, that spirit. You understand? Go ahead.
God, no, that was heavy. How in that can y'all hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay, excellent. Like it's heavy how in that analogy you just brought out, how that brother being right lets you know the real deal with human nature. And that's with them. Like they turn on Coming to America or whatever that is with that character, the worst possible jigaboo, you know, clown character that you could ever see in that movie Coming to America. I think it was Coming to America, right?
Sir.
Right. Like that was the most horrible character in the movie. That's the character he wants to be for Halloween. Like, he loves to play that character that's a complete humiliation of us. Which is once again, like you saying, why we if you coming up and you in this world and you wondering why it's so messed up and screwed up, you should know and ask yourself, is it because the master that has been ruling over us and people are sick and tired of it? If I could real quick, just on what you're saying, they having an extreme problem with getting people to come back to work. Am I kicking back too much feedback on y'all?
Nah,
I don't hear no
sir.
feedback.
Nah,
I didn't
sir.
hear what you said at the end.
Okay. I was saying that they're having an amazingly difficult time getting people to go back to work all over the country. Businesses are shutting down, banks, hotels, airlines. American Airlines shut down a whole bunch. I think we got an article on it. Do we not? I think we got an article on it, but anyway, we'll come to the article. What I was gonna say is a lot of that they saying is this reason and stimulus checks and all that, but a lot of it is that Black and Latino people are just tired of being slaves.
Good.
And that don't never factor into their minds. They tired of being slaves. Like this is a slave empire, just like it was in ancient Egypt. And people are tired of it. They don't even want to go back to work. They don't even want to go back to them jobs, man. Even though the rates and the money is so high, but they ready to pay almost double. You could get almost double what you was getting a year ago before the pandemic on the average job. You can get double the rate on the average job. And why aren't people taking that joint? Because of course they sick and tired of being under that slave master. And he never get the idea, man. So what you saying is so right about that cat, man. Like imagine that. He ain't have no, just think they know Blackface is deeply hated by us for humiliating us and making us out to be jigaboos and clowns. He go and get the worst character he could find in Coming to America. And he turned around and brings that camera and wants to bring that character back to life.
God.
And we so dumb. Like we dumb as a people because we have no clue about what is getting ready to go down in this country. What is getting ready to happen in this country. They don't understand that storming of that Capitol had to do with their anger over Democrats and all the Democrats' policies, especially the fact that it empowers Blacks and Latinos, which it really does not empower Blacks and Latinos. Blacks and Latinos walking around acting like all the militias and them right-wingers are just angry because Blacks and Latinos are gaining more power. When in fact, half the negotiations going on in D.C. is being done by East Indians, Africans, Middle Easterners. They all sitting in office up there. The same daggone thing going on, like it was once again in ancient Egypt. You go to ancient Egypt, it all matches up. So now heathens got to argue for a bill to give child care to our children. Heathens East Indians and Arabs got to stand up in the Congress and say, give us more money for this and give us more money for that. And of course, when that money gets trickled down, it'll be less than a crumb left for Blacks and Latinos because every think tank and heathen organization that they own or are part of or that funnels money to them, they will get that money and filter that money down first and get theirs off the top. Right. Everybody has become our slave master. Everybody except us, except Christ. Right. And that's why what you said and what that brother said, like Yediah said, was so heavy because that you were ready to give your heart and soul to be a soldier, and the righteousness in that brother said, whoa, give your heart and soul, but not to this king, not to these people. God. Wait and give it to the right person. And that right person is Yahushua. And such a life lesson, such a life lesson you giving us. That's such a life lesson we can learn from. That is exactly how you get abused. God. And we've been doing it, man. Let's go.
Khan, if I may.
Go ahead.
If I may, Commander GEN.YAHANNA, what you bringing out is just so heavy. It reminds me to something that Marah and I.S.U.P.K and I.S.U.P.K and myself did like a few months ago, going to these community meetings at this church. And they was giving reverence. Marah, you remember when they was giving reverence to this devil that came in, and she was like, well, all we got to do is go to him for these resources. And the sister was breaking down how she organized everything, met up with this brother, this devil, and this. She said, we just need to give him the information. I stood up. I said, well, damn, sis. I said, we don't really need him. I said, you pretty much broke everything down. I said, why can't we just vote for you and you represent us in this situation? And she got real quiet. And that's the issue. We always want to go to the oppressor in these other nations, but we never want to go to one another. And I say Barakatah Yahweh for the Israelite school of UPK, because we don't need the oppressor of these other nations for nothing, sir. And Tawada for you for holding this truth down, sir.
Hey, Most High and Christ, listen, Most High and Christ, like what you saying is so true. Like we should be reviled. We should be like I turned on CNN tonight, and I saw East Indians and Arabs talking about this new bill and child care bill and all of this bill. And I'm disgusted that these heathens are doing the negotiation and making the decisions over us. Like, once again, the Most High was angry with us for turning to them other gods, man. He was angry with us when we would turn to them gods and put our heart to them gods and reverence them other gods. And brother, it still goes on today. And and what you said is so important, because here's what it tells the truth about. It tells the truth that about how we have very powerful black people in this country, pastors, business people, elected officials, and they are all pieces of garbage, okay, serving the heathens and the so-called white man. Right. Like, they are serving heathens and everyone else and not serving the Lord's chosen people, man. And it so remind me of that scripture real quick, where it said that Moses went in to see Pharaoh, and when he came out, they chastised him. Like, you pissing off the Pharaoh when it comes to us. You making us a bad savior or a bad taste in his mouth, because Moses was coming against that thing, man. And once again, unless we turn to each other, and the country's getting ready to get crazy out. Like, they getting ready to get crazy in the next 2 years is going to be insane in this empire out. It's going to be absolutely insane in this empire. They're going to be bringing in all the climate and carbon taxes. They're going to starve the people out more. Anybody that believes that politicians are going to fix their life is a clown, because politicians' job is to lie to you for the wealthy and the rich. Imagine that you in the rich. Imagine you in the richest country in the world, and all the billionaires around the world have all the wealth locked up in the country, and you gotta go beg in Congress for money to help your child care because you can't get paid enough to take care of your own child. Right. And Republicans get to sit back and say, you Democrats are always begging for money, while they rob you blind. 1/3 of every dollar out of your pocket goes to them. Go check the numbers on your paycheck. Meanwhile, the billionaires pay nothing in this country. Imagine that. I mean, you must feel like a god. You got a billionaire company and they don't pay a dime in taxes. They damn near tax free. All the cash comes to them. While you sitting in the hood for $17 an hour. And when your paycheck comes, they take 1/3 of your paycheck to run the government. And listen, and 1/3 of your paycheck to pay a bunch of heathens to sit up and lie to you. You're paying for heathens to lie to you about how you may supposedly get help, which is a joke. I mean, it's a joke that you would even believe that it could be possibly true. Like, we are in the twilight zone in this place, but that's okay, because we're gonna be woken up with a horrible, horrible awakening real soon. I mean, black leadership in this country is the worst on the planet. It is the absolute worst that you've ever seen. Man. They are spineless when it comes to helping their own people, and they have been systematically taught to have no value in black and Latino. They have no value in poor black people and poor Latino. They hate poor people. The very people that's supposed to represent us hate us in our poverty, man. And it is a shameful thing, but that's okay. I so see why Christ said, go in them highways and byways, man. Like, he gonna bring new leadership to us, and it's going to frighten those leaders just like it did during Christ. Remember, Caiaphas and them was in absolute power. They were over the temple built by the Romans. The Romans rebuilt the temple, dedicated it, gave the empire to Herod. They were in power with direct relations to Rome. Okay, had centurions, had the Sanhedrin, which Paul was before Christ converted it. They were in absolute power. Okay, and in all that power, they didn't have an ounce of strength to stand up for the blacks and Latinos that was in Israel back then. Instead, all they did was oppress and hate them, and hated Christ, hated his. They're gonna hate any move you make that strengthens and empowers poor black people. That's just the straight truth. I know I'm going off script. I'm gonna get back to the story, but that's just the straight truth. They're going to hate you if you empower blacks and Latinos. That's why they hate you getting the boot kiss. They hate you getting the boot kiss. They don't mind if white people bow down to a flag. They don't mind if white people bow down to a statue. They don't mind if white people get naked and paint themselves up and throw themselves down the steps of Congress or whatever crackpot stupidity that they fight for. But if they come before poor black ghetto braids, if they do that, then all bets are off. Nobody wants to hear that. When, brother, those moves that empower black people, free black people, free Latino people. And them bastards don't want no parts of it, man. It is shameful what's going on in Congress right now. It is absolutely shameful, man. A bunch of big head Christians. I'm going to shut the hell up, man. Y'all take it in, please.
You're right, General.
Colin, what cause, sir?
Listen, like you bring it out, and our Christian leaders, they work directly for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
To keep us at bay. And they understand the game that you can't let these people get too high because it'll ruin what we got. So it's your job to help us keep them down. You understand? You in there with them, you create ways, you make them love us, and you keep them down. They say these billionaires, you know, that got all the wealth, they legally on the books, they make about $80,000 a year that they pay taxes on. And them billions, because it's just money stacking, don't get taxed. It's just stack and get money. And they said they made a killing during COVID. All their billions tripled and quadrupled. You know what I'm saying? Time. And so they get these Christian pastors, these leaders, they get them a little piece of it as long as they do their job. You understand? Or any illegals, any illegalities they found out on these pastors and the tax problems, they tell them, listen, we won't even worry about that. Just do your job. You know what I'm saying? And so now they caught up and damn, they're like they working for the man.
Right.
You know
Yes. Listen, you so right. It's exactly like that. It's exactly like that. You go back in that new, like once again, Yediah put it right, man. Listen, the Israelite school of UPK out. I don't know what's in the Kool-Aid y'all got, General Mayat. The rest of y'all generals and all that y'all doing, man. I don't know what y'all drinking, but whatever it is opened up Negroes' minds in a level like I can't even explain. Like y'all, it's something in that liquor bottle that's doing something to the minds of them Hebrew Israelites in the ISUPK. Because they mind that the chains on their mind just falls. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing to see, man. You know what I mean? Give it up for General Mayat, please. Salagi, yo. Let's keep on going, man, because this what we bringing out here is so important to the lives of our people. In a minute, your shelves are going to be empty, man. The shelves are going to be empty. The Israelite School of UPK is preparing full-fledged farms in 5 locations around this country, man. I told y'all about this years ago. Remember, I came on here years ago and said we're going to set up 5 major locales where we have to produce food, man, because these people are going to cut the food off. They're going to turn you into a vegetarian. You don't have to worry about high blood pressure no more. There'll be nothing to eat to raise your blood pressure. You understand? You ain't got to worry about obesity no more. Eat all you need to eat right now, because in about 2 seconds, it ain't going to be nothing to eat. And don't act like this can't happen. The Romans did it to us in 70 AD. We got too big and too powerful in Jerusalem. You understand? We had woke up to Herod's bull crap and the Rome's BS. And we decided, yo, we ain't doing that no more. We're going to help ourselves. The brothers that knew the truth about Christ, they had rose up. Peter and them overthrew Caiaphas and them, threw them niggas out the temple, man, by sheer brotherhood and kindness and love and caring for the Lord's chosen, random fools out of office, man. And Titus and them saw how powerful we became, and saw how free we became, and saw how much we cared for one another, and saw how much we put on the spirit of Christ, and sent them centurions down there, man, and tried to kill us, man. Surrounded Jerusalem, had us chopping up our own babies for food, man. Had us eating our leather shoes for food. Had us starving so bad, would show you the spirit of Israel and the spirit of Judah. Yeah, we tried everything we could to survive. We knew survival was number one, regardless of what they did to us. And we was willing to do whatever. And some of us with less moral did the most horrible, immoral things to stay alive and survive and to keep this nation alive, man. And it was horrible. And so don't act like it's not a possibility. You know what I mean? They just stormed their own capital. They stormed their own capital. So what the hell are they willing to do to us? And it ain't like we ain't got examples. Tulsa and others where they bombed over there down there in North Carolina. What was it? Wilmington, North Carolina. Bombed that brother's newspaper that was bringing the truth out about what they were doing. It ain't like we ain't got examples every day, all day.
Right here in Philly. Remember?
Right here in Philly. The Move group dropped the bomb on them. I was telling some brothers and sisters the other day about the story. They was shocked. They was shocked about the story. You understand? Because they couldn't believe it. I'd like to get that footage up one day because that footage is amazing. They drop a bomb on a city block because black people didn't want to pay their electric bill. You understand? So lock you. Come on. We can keep going, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Count on one con, sir. Mass shooting at Halloween party leaves 1 dead, 9 wounded in East Texas.
Happy Halloween, the most satanic of damn near all the Halloweens, except for that Christmas.
Count on one con.
That damn Halloween is straight out of Celtic culture and the worship of other gods, and totally acceptable by those of you in the church, man.
That's right.
Count on one con, sir.
Totally acceptable. You understand? Look up Halloween in the Encyclopedia Britannica. The Britannica, matter of fact, I think I got the link for it. Hold on 1 second. I think I got the link for it, y'all. Go ahead and read some more right quick, you die, if you don't mind.
Count on one con, sir. Police estimated that at least a couple hundred people were at the venue when the shots were fired.
Exactly. Like, why would you believe that something like that was happening? You got to have the right minds before you could have gatherings like that. You got people with all kind of mental madness going on in their mind, and you bring them to a satanic holiday. Satanic holiday that you get to dress up in disguise. What the hell did you think was going to happen, man? We'll show you that we lost in the sauce. That's why they clowning us, man. Please, read on. Y'all jump in, too. Don't let me run. Y'all jump in, please.
If I may?
Get down.
If I may, sir, and this is exactly why the other nations don't respect us, because in one sense we're saying Black Lives Matter, but then on the other hand, you're dressing up like Count Dracula on a Halloween, and this is a party where somebody got shot by Count Dracula. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody knows his face. Nobody probably knows anything because he got makeup on.
Yeah.
This is specifically why the other nations don't respect us as a nation. Like we're like the child race to everybody else, because we got to go. It's like at some point we got to say, okay, I'm grown now. I'm 45. Why I got to dress up like a cat on Halloween? You know what I mean? Like at some point we got to grow up and put these things away that we're doing, because it's no good for us. And we see what happens, and the Lord shows us what happens every single year when we do these things.
Listen, you're right. And we put all our energy into it too. Like we ain't putting all our energy into waking ourselves up. We ain't putting a whole lot of energy into coming together and understanding that we are people that have been in exile for 400 years. Ain't a lot of energy going into that. Don't nobody really want to hear a lot about that. But boy, the Halloween party, we're going to pack it in. We're going to make sure we got the best costume, the nastiest looking costumes in the world. And we're going to make sure we get together and we're going to make sure we enjoy every bit of that holiday till the gunshots ring out. So all the demons in hell come out and start to bring our lives into more destruction. Like we are truly lost in how to function in this on this planet. The other nations, let me tell you something. I was just having a conversation with an East Indian today, right? I had to interact with him over some business, right? And the East Indian was telling me how he just was at a party over the weekend. And he said at the party he was at, he said everybody in the party was talking about was how they cannot get Blacks and Latinos back to work in their hotels. That's all they talked about. Wasn't no gunshots at their party. Wasn't no fights breaking out at their party. Their Halloween party, what was on everybody's mind is, where are people getting the money from to not be able to go back to work? That's what he was telling me. He was saying, we know they had stimulus before. We know they had different funds and fees, but we thought all of that was over with now. And he said, we offering tons of money, but nobody wants to come back to work. We got to cancel reservations. We got to shut down parts of our hotels. This is what went on in their party, man. That's the part that we don't see. That's the part we don't understand. But instead, we in some nasty, stupid costume running up in some Halloween satanic holiday, of course, excelling in every evil thing we should not be, overdoing it in drinking, overdoing it in drugs, overdoing it in lust, overdoing it in everything a person does when they have no self-control from being a slave too long. And of course, then gunshots rang out. That was our Halloween. Not a single discussion on how we could bring ourselves forward and rule over these heathens. But these heathens are sitting there. They supposed to be celebrating Halloween. They ain't even concerned with the Halloween. They concerned with why we can't get these slaves in here to get our money right. And that makes me, I am disgusted over this Halloween garbage. I'm disgusted at the state that we're in, man. I'm disgusted at the lack of education being given to us by our leaders. I am disgusted by it. I know our King Yahawashi is disgusted also.
That's right.
No way he could be sitting back and enjoying this. You understand? It was ridiculous, man. So, Lakia, y'all jump in, please.
If I may, sir.
Please.
What you bringing out, General, was so heavy. I went over this, this past Thursday, you know what I mean, for the history class that I'm covering for Captain Shapar. And I went to, to historychannel.com. You know what I mean? They aired this, you know what I mean, on cable television, that Halloween came from Samhain, where the Celtics would go out there and try to ward off spirits. Then the Romans came in, and then they called it All Hallows Eve, Saints Day, you know what I mean? And then it became Halloween. And then, I thought about what you said, just last week, General, about how you saw, churches is celebrating Halloween. A church down the street from where I live, sir. I was just getting off my slavery, and I was walking by, and they was having a Halloween party. And I'm like, well, goddamn, they have no idea, sir, and there is no morality like you were saying. So, like, sir, that was it.
Listen, what you're saying is so right. I mean, listen, I've asked pastors. I have walked up to their church. I'm a little, back in the day, it just couldn't. I'm not suggesting anybody do this, but I would walk up to them out and say in front of their spot, like, isn't it wrong to celebrate Halloween? Like, don't you see the irony in serving Halloween in your church? And here's what their answer would be. It's better that they have Halloween in the church where it's safe than for them to go out trick-or-treating on the street, door to door, because you don't know what they could take in that candy and all of that. So to make them more, not correct them, not tell them it's wrong, not stand up and have an ounce of what it takes to help fix people. Instead, you create a haven for the demonic behavior, thinking you are going to somehow make it a better place for them to serve Satan at. You do not deserve to be in charge of black people. You do not deserve to be respected as a man of God, and you certainly do not need to be considered somebody to go to understand how to walk through this life. It is absolutely ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous, man. And those of you brothers that out there that hear this truth that we bring it out, and you wake up to it, man, you better take on the confidence of knowing that you are smarter than them, that you know what the heck you're doing. Sisters too. And listen, big shout out to the sisters in Israel who are so committed in this truth. You got sisters in here. Oh my God. You got real sisters in here.
That's right.
That are committed to the game, man. And they down for whatever. Like there's sisters in here who have experienced the left hand of Esau, and it has harmed and hurt them to the point where they were forced to wake up. And them sisters are in this UPK right now. And them sisters that's really real, that's really about this business. Big shout out to all of you, because you're gold. You are absolute gold. You are a rare diamond, man, in this empire. Let me, if I could, real quick, y'all, unless y'all want to chime in, let me read about this Celtic holiday, like you said. Here's what it says. Can I go ahead? Y'all good?
Yes, sir. You got it, sir.
Here's what it's called. It's also spelled Samhain. In ancient Celtic religion, one of the most important and sinister calendar festivals of the year. At Samhain, held on November 1st, the world of the gods was believed to be made visible to mankind. So in other words, when you put on those Halloween costumes, you are representing gods that are supposed to be made visible. That's what you're doing. You are mimicking a god. And listen, and here's the thing. They looked at their gods. They looked at the gods like the gods was evil. That's why they had them dressed up like that, because they looked at the gods as they were evil. Let me read on some more. They didn't look at the Most High like he was good. They knew the Most High hated them, and they mimicked him like he was an evil thing. Look, check this out. And the gods played many tricks on their mortal worshipers. So this ain't even a moral god. Their gods are gods that play tricks on them. That do things to them. Okay. It was a time fraught with danger, charged with fear, and full of supernatural episodes. Meaning they were doing all kinds of evil to one another. God. Sacrifices and propitiations of every kind were thought to be vital. For without them, the Celts believed they could not prevail over the perils of the season or counteract the activities of the deities. So in other words, they was doing these festivals to fight the deities, to fight the very gods that they were worshiping, to go up against the gods that they were worshiping. They went and had these festivals, man. Ridiculous. Samhain was an important precursor to Halloween, like you was bringing out a second ago. Like it was a precursor to Halloween as it is today. Okay, that's how it all developed. And we like dummies, like big dummies. We walking around. You can bring it back to us, like big dummies. We walking around worshiping a religion of Scandinavian people. Scandinavian people living all the way up in the top of the mountains of Esau. Up there where what's them Scandinavian countries? Switzerland, and Denmark,
Sweden,
and them countries way up in the ice and the snow. Somehow their gods have made it all the way down to you and your family, and you worshiping it in modern day times with the internet, with all the ability you have to do research and find out about what's going on in your life. And you worshiping a Celtic God's religion, man. Like, how shameful is that? How shameful is that? With all that has gone on, that's where you stand at. Brother, that is sad and shameful. Okay. You can bring it back out. Go ahead. Go ahead, y'all.
Colonel Khan. Mass shooting at Halloween party leaves 1 dead. Slack, sir. Slack it. 2 dead over 10. Slack it. 2 dead over 10 injured at backyard Halloween party in Illinois. Police say.
Damn. Another right up there in Chicago. Another Halloween party. And just imagine, I cannot, let me tell you something. I cannot imagine losing my life or getting a phone call, even worse, getting a phone call because my son or my daughter is dead because they went to have a party and dress up and worship a Celtic god. And my child is dead because they engaged in a ritual to Satan. Like, how you going to argue with the Most High over there? How you going to ask him? How you going to say to the Lord, what did I do wrong? When it's obvious what caused this kind of pain. Go ahead.
Kano, one con, sir. 2 people were killed and 4 were hospitalized with life-threatening injuries after gunfire erupted at a Halloween party in Illinois early Sunday morning. At least a dozen people were shot at the party on Jackson Street in Joliet Township. The Will County, Illinois Sheriff Office said the incident took place around 12:39 a.m. at the backyard of a house where 200 people had gathered to celebrate Halloween.
Good night. 200 dum-dums. 200 dum-dums got together to celebrate, like anything to have a stupid party, man. Like anything to have a stupid party, man. You gonna worship anything? You gonna believe anything, man? You gonna participate in anything? Like, enough is enough. And here's the thing: I don't always blame the people. I do not always blame the people. I blame you, black leaders, you selfish pigs, you Latino leaders, you old trying to pretend to be white, hiding in plain sight Latino leaders. I blame you for that, man. Because it's one thing that you can't expect every single individual to be educated in everything. You can't expect everybody to do that. That's why you have leaders. That's why the Lord sent you leaders, because you can't expect to know everything. But if you got leaders, that's how you know. And you don't have no leaders, man. You don't have no leaders, man. You got clowns for leadership. They won't even tell you, listen, we're not participating in that. That's why we worship every god. Any religion come over here, Indian, Arab, I don't care where, African, I don't care where it come from. Here we are. We ready to sign up.
Right.
Ready to sign up. Forget about it if it's a white man's religion. Oh my God. We hook, line, and sinker. And that's why I'm not going to be ashamed, or neither am I going to tell brothers that they got to stop letting these heathens kiss their boots. You understand? If you're going to have a party and a holiday, have a holiday about them kissing your boots. Because Lord knows you've kissed their boots for 400 years.
God, sir.
Like not only did we make America great, we finance and help all the other heathen countries become great too. So much so that they sitting in Congress deciding on whether or not our babies going to get health care. Deciding whether our babies is going to get child care services. Deciding whether our wives are going to get time off when they're pregnant. Some heathens that come out of some country somewhere that got rich off of our labor. Your leaders are horrible, man. Black leadership in this country, man. Latino leadership, Native Indian leadership is the most horrible, reprehensive, disgusting thing you ever seen, man. It's just a shameful act. And got us 200 people in a party, dumb as we could be. Y'all, please jump in, because come on.
It's okay, sir. All right, if I may, sir, and this is why it's so heavy what you bringing out, because I mean, when you look at it, like, we all woke when the rest of we all woke until a holiday comes up. You know what I mean? I believe a brother put that out on Facebook today. We woke until Halloween come around. We woke until Thanksgiving come around. And this is crazy, sir. I mean, I don't want to get killed in no monkey dressed up like no gorilla.
That's right.
You know, I definitely don't want to do that. But you know,
and could you imagine picking your ass up off the floor in a gorilla suit with two gunshots in your ass? Like, goddamn, bring your microphone closer to you too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is it up? Yeah, okay.
To our leadership, you know, like, and this brings me back to one of my favorite scriptures, Isaiah 56:10, when it says our leadership is blind. They are all dumb dogs and they ignorant, because our leadership is worthless, like a dog that can't bark when somebody's trying to break in the house. You know what I'm saying? It's like our with our leadership, Salagi, sir, because what you bringing out is heavy. You're getting me inspired here. You know, what our leadership is like, it's like we like the oppressor's best interest is our best interest, and whatever their interest is, and whatever it is to consider the welfare of them over what we believe, like, we'll definitely do it, because we like have this, like, you know, it's like we got this like marriage with the oppressor, like, you know what I'm saying, like we like a woman who's trying to get, you know, power with, you know, by being married to a powerful man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, this is what our leadership does. And they want us to, you know, fully assimilate ourselves to the ideas and the perspectives of the oppressor of the, you know what I mean? And they look at the you know, I guess what they would consider, you know, the oppressor, you know what I mean? The dominant race, they consider whatever they want as the norm. So, oh, I'm sorry, Salaki. Sorry.
No, go.
So whatever we do is what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? And this is why our brothers is getting killed out here with looking like Count Dracula. You know what I'm saying? And then the leadership, the so-called Christian church leadership, they are so out of, you know, they're just, you know what they are, sir? They have a white brain. and they consider, and Christianity has been so destructive to black people, because it makes us consider the welfare and well-being and whatever somebody says over our own. Salakia, sir.
And it's like, if I may, it's like I was bringing out about Condoleezza Rice, how she's against critical race theory, how she thinks we shouldn't make white people feel bad, to empower ourselves, and she never empowers black kids. You understand? Like GEN.YAHANNA just brought out, I was saying she's like a white person with a brown face. You understand? She's like a white woman walking around, because they have inbred in us, and to touch on your Dias point earlier, they've inbred in us, like, it ain't legal or legit unless it's through them.
Right.
Yeah.
Even proper and official. You ain't a real university unless they put the stamp on it. You know what I mean? This thing ain't really legit. You ain't really legit unless you at least learn to walk like them and talk like them. And like Yediah said, the woman stood up full of capability, but said, let's go through this white man. Let's go through the oppressor to do this thing when she's fully capable. Why? Because in her brain, I can do it. It'll be fine. We'll feed the people and get the job done, but it ain't official. It's glorious unless massa is involved.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if I could add to what you're saying, General, which is so heavy, that meanwhile, if they feel slighted, they will storm the Capitol.
Right, good.
For their right to feel superior and to feel free and to feel like they control their own destiny and they don't have to turn to nobody. They'll storm the damn Capitol.
God, like they the direct opposite, sir.
Yeah, you're right. Go ahead, General. Go ahead, because what you're saying is so heavy. Go ahead, General.
If I may, sir, what y'all bringing out is just so heavy. You know, you brought it out, and General Mayok brought it out about the Capitol. It's one thing about what happened that stormed the Capitol. It always burns in my mind is that after they took over, the first thing they did, I don't know if people realize this, is that the first thing that they did when they stormed the Capitol, they went out there on the Capitol grounds and tied a noose. And my question is, who do you think the noose is for? They wasn't going to lynch Mike Pence. They was going to lynch us. Salakia, sir.
Listen, no, you absolutely right. And we, you know, the news agencies and all that acting like it's all about politics and all that. Listen, them storming that Capitol was about white middle-aged men who feel and believe that this country is slipping away to so-called minorities. They sitting up there reading their history and saying we was the militia. We was the ones that fought for this country. We the ones that was supposed to make sure that the government don't give our country away to these other nations that we fighting against. You understand? Or to these slaves. To them, in their mind, the government is giving away pieces of the country to the slaves in an attempt to bring some equality, and they ain't about no equality, man.
Right.
And make no mistake, this is how the Nazi party rose in Germany. And we dumb, we so dumb, man. I'm gonna keep saying it. Every show I'm gonna say about how dumb our leaders are, because what they don't understand is that the question that they should be asking themselves is this: how did millions and millions and millions of tens of millions of Germans go along with Adolf Hitler's plans of extermination? And they like to turn around and say, well, a lot of it was because it was largely in secret. That's a damn lie. It was not in secret. The Germans went along with it so willingly because the German people believed the propaganda that was being spoken of about those white Jews. They believed what Hitler was saying. They believed Hitler's racist rant, and they believed those things was true about the so-called Jew. Now, they may have been true, they may not. As far as I'm concerned, they all heathens, and they all probably was doing a ton of evil. But now, those same so-called Americans are saying the same things about us. Donald Trump is running right out of the playbook of them. So the question is, how far are they going to go with this re-empowerment of themselves? 70 million people voted for that Nazi, man. Well, how far are they going to go? And what is black leadership going to do besides sitting around being stupid about the whole daggone thing? When this place is going to hell in a handbag and they don't have an ounce of solution, man. An ounce of solution. And refuse to do what Christ says. This is a joke, man. Yeah, we better wake up out of this nightmare quick, because we coming to the end of this empire. And boy, oh boy, like the scripture said, he'll come down real hard because he knows he had but a little time left. And that's what he's seeing now. That's why he's fighting in that Capitol. That's why he's storming all over. That's why they having rallies. Every damn thing that go on, they got to have a rally. They tell them they got a vaccine, they got to have a rally. They tell them whatever they tell them, they rallying about it. There's about 1,000 rallies a day going on out here because of it, man. And brother, that is what is destroying every fabric of this empire. And as they destroy it, trust me, they're going to work their way around to us. They're going to eventually work their way around to us being the problem, just like they did in ancient Egypt. They, like the scripture said, that we filled the land and they were vexed by us. And that's exactly what's going on now. We fill this land and they are vexed behind us. They lied to us for years and said equality, we're going to be together. Everybody has an equal hand, an equal share. Every man, all men are created equal, all this old bull crap. And they ran and ran and ran, and we believed it, made them empire rich and powerful. And then we start getting too much power, too much wealth, too much political position, being able to change the laws, make things the way they claimed that they wanted it. They claimed they wanted equality and balance and this and that. Now, the ones of us that was dumb enough to believe it, they trying to make it happen. They all in the halls of Congress and arguing over the money and how we going to earmark this money and all that. And white America is now looking back like, wait a minute, they done went too far.
God.
Went too damn far. We want to take our country back. That's part of their mantra. Take our country back, freedom. Like somebody went and invaded America and took over this empire. We didn't invade this place and take over. We've been slaves here for 400 years. But in their mind, our empowerment is in essence a takeover. In essence, a takeover. We better find Yahweh Shai. I'm sorry. Go ahead, y'all. Let's go.
And they showed their hand in Charlottesville. Like
yes,
they showed that in Charlottesville. They chanted, "You will not replace us." That was their mantra.
That's right.
Jews will not replace us. Blacks will not replace us. But their mantra is, "You will not replace us," because, like you said, they feel like they're going to become the minority soon.
Yes,
right.
And fighting against it, tooth and nail, fighting against it.
That's right.
If I may, sir,
please.
what y'all bringing out is so heavy. Like it just shows. Like I did a class on this. Is like racism is very practical and it's not irrational. You know, because a lot of times our leadership, they think that it's like something irrational that, you know, the oppressor is doing. You know, like it has to do with feeling, and it has nothing to do with feeling. It's more so, you know, it's very practical to them because it's about their survival. And one thing, like when we get up there and we try to fight for equality, it's more so that's radical. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
This notion to even say that we're equal is radical to them.
Right. Yes. But if you know, to not fight against that brother who banged into your bumper and dented your new Cadillac, now you ain't standing up for your rights. You ain't standing up for what's yours. You ain't you being played, you being disrespected. Now you got full of zeal to do that, which show you we've been shaped and molded like slaves in this place. We've been shaped and molded like slaves in this place. Like you got zeal. We got vitriolic, all-empowering revenge on one another when it comes to issues and matters that go on. But when it comes to them, we are totally debilitated. They done beat that fight out of us to the point where we don't even think we could ever get any justice when it comes to them. You understand? Like we don't believe we could ever fix our situation in terms of dealing with them because they're gonna win every time in our mind. And so just so that the old adage, if you can't beat them, join them, we filled with that. We filled with that right there. You can't beat them, join them. So we join them and we turn around and hate the very people that they hate. We hate our own the way they hate us, sometimes even more than the way they hate us. Like we done join them and stop that fight again. So now we got no more fight against them because to us it's a no-win situation. But all the fight in the world to turn on each other. And that is a slave mentality, and that is exactly what Moses encountered when he came down to check on his brothers, man. And it takes prophets of God, man. It takes black men, Latino men, Native Indian men with the Holy Spirit of the Most High power inside them to bring forth the words of the Most High with all power like it's supposed to break that spirit of slavery off our brothers, man. You understand? Damn right, like that's what it takes, man. And Lord knows we don't have to dig in and get it, man. I might go to camp this week just to get a boot kiss. I might go to camp. Boy, it get too cold. I'm trying to get a boot kiss before it gets too cold. I hope they having camp out there in Vegas. I think I'm going to camp. The first Edomite looking at my boots, and we'll be talking boot kissing immediately. It's shameful what's happening to us. Go ahead,
Connor Wakansa, if I may, sir, what you bringing out is so heavy. I was going to bring this out for Ask You the Province. Earlier this morning, sir, you know, troopers arrived a car, and all of a sudden the car and Officer Barzal pinged me in this room in Clubhouse. And there was this brother who claimed to be a 5%er. And I'm ashamed to say, when I was in the world, I was a wicked 5%er myself. They ping me in the room, sir, and I come in the room, and this brother is talking about, well, y'all Israelites is wicked, man. You know what I mean? I'm from the nation of the gods and the earth. You know what I mean? Y'all claim y'all hate white people. And I came in and said, hold on, brother. I said, when I was part of your filthy pedophile organization, y'all was saying the white man's the devil. What happened? I said, you willing to battle your own brothers and sisters on changing the oppressor? I mean, you mean to tell me you compromising? And the brother went as far as to say, sir, he's like, this y'all hate the white man. I be seeing y'all in Washington, D.C., in Chinatown over there by the gallery saying, I hate the oppressor. I'm going to come out there against y'all. And I'm like, brother, this is the problem with our people. You are so quick to compromise and sell yourself out there and go out there to quote, you know what I mean, Marah. He say it all the time at camp. You go out there to prostitute yourself out there for your white daddy all the time, that you turn on your own brothers and sisters. Like all the brothers was in the room saying that we need to come together under the, I.S.U.P.K, under you, sir, Commander Gen.YAHANNA, under the Most High Christ. And the brother got offended by it, saying, he's like, I saw y'all out there. Y'all had white people kissing y'all boots. We supposed to grab them back. I'm like, well, goddamn, brother. What you gotta bring them back in the fold. And like General Mayak said earlier, the scriptures say, can a leopard, change his spots? Who can make straight which I have made crooked? No, the oppressor is an evil, wicked bastard by nature, but it just goes to show that our people in Christianity and Islam, no matter what religious sect you call yourself in, you always compromise yourself when the oppressor come for you. And you always find yourself sympathizing with them in their terms and what goes on with them while looking down on the struggles and the murder that they do to our people, man. This is why the ISUPK is needed for our people, sir. Salaki.
Listen, you said so much right there. I'm gonna shut up though, because we got stories. But you said so much right there. I wanted to jump in about 10 times on what you just said. But I'm gonna leave that 5% weed-headed Negro right there where the hell he is. Go ahead. Let's go to this.
Jacob created Esau. So.
Right. Right.
Him
I mean, you want to talk about delusional?
Right.
Come on. And let me say this. And I hate to dump on our brothers, but we so backwards we have no damn clue. And let's get the story straight. We don't hate white people. White people are criminals against God's chosen people.
Sir.
Like that's what's really going on. Like it's easy to try to dismiss and say, "Oh, we just hate white people." Like we wake up every day just mad at white people because they got white skin. That BS is going to come to an end as well. There's real crimes being done to us as a people every day, and there are systemic crimes that are still being carried out to this day. You understand? And to unfold those crimes, it's going to take an act of God. To unfold these crimes against us, it's going to take an act of the Lord. And it is the most righteous thing a man could do. You understand? Like Christ said, there's no greater gift that a man lay down his life for his neighbor. No, you can't do nothing greater than to stand up for your own people, no matter how dumb and ignorant and backwards some of our people could be because of this captivity we've been in. It is a great thing to stand up against somebody that's brutalizing the Lord's chosen people. But some of us so blind, we can't even see the brutality. I ain't saying nothing else more. Let's go on to the story.
It says, Will Smith reveals that he once considered suicide in trailer for a health documentary series, The Best Shape of My Life.
Go ahead.
It says, Will Smith got candid about his mental health journey, revealing that he once contemplated suicide. The actor shared the trailer for his up-and-coming YouTube documentary titled The Best Shape of My Life, which follows Smith as he attempted to lose 20 pounds in 20 weeks while he first finished his first memoir. It said it started that I was in the best shape of my life physically. Will Smith, 53, said mentally I was somewhere else. He says in the trailer, I ended up discovering a whole lot of hidden things about myself. Smith added that writing his first memoir, like exposing my life in so many times that people may not know about me. Yeah. It says, what you come to understand is Will Smith, the alienating MC, bigger than life movie star, is a larger construction and carefully crafted and honed character designed to protect myself, to hide myself from the world. Hide the coward, Smith said, in myself.
Damn. That was candid. To show you that, you know, our celebrities are just as messed up as the brother walking down the street or nodding off on the corner, that even our wealthy ball players, sports figures, celebrities, they're going through the same mental anguish from being in this empire, especially if they come from poverty. If they come from poverty, they're the same person as that brother that's standing on the side. Like this brother here probably, you know, has experienced all the same things we counsel about every day in the Israelite school of UPK. The only problem is he don't realize he has not waken up yet. He just became successful in this empire, but that he is still the same person in the same pain, in the same situation. You know what I mean? Just with more money to ease the pain.
Right.
So that's a lesson for all of us to learn. Now you got an attached story with that, right? I'm gonna push us forward a little. You got
a sir. Even in the article, if I may, sir, it says Smith has been Salakia. It says Smith and his wife Jada Pinkett Smith have recently made headlines for being outspoken about their marriage. In September, he revealed that at one point in their marriage, they decided against practicing monogamy. Pickett Smith said it's sometimes uncomfortable and hard to maintain a healthy sex life with Smith. In a new episode of The Red Table, she later clarified they'd never had issues in the bedroom. But if I may, sir, the other article says Jada Pickett Smith says it's hard to maintain sex life with Will Smith.
Yeah, I'm sure there are outside factors of it, but the biggest factor in it is her absolutely disgusting, nasty behind. That is the real problem. Like she is a war. And once again, you know, we're gonna be the bad guys for everybody else because don't nobody else want to tell you the truth about these things. Everybody else want to placate and you know and kiss her behind and hope that one day she put them on the red table. But the Israelite school of UPK, we're not doing that, man. We're not doing. Your life is more valuable than getting on the red table with Jada Pickett Smith. You understand? You making the right decision in the woman that you marry. You understand is more important. Like if anything, this is a supreme lesson in what woman not to pick, in what woman and how destructive a hoe could be. Like marrying a hoe can destroy your entire life, and then giving that hoe the liberty to just do whatever she want to do because you so vested in trying to make her successful that you allow her to go in her stupid mind and come up with whatever lust and desire she wants at whatever time in her life, and you just destroy everything that the Lord created. The Lord created an order to things. And we've been hated for this and had to fight for this. You can bring us back. Your Lord, we've been hated for this. We had to fight for this. We had to stand up for this. But there's an order to the way things go. And the best thing, let me tell you something, Mark, the best women that grow and that age and become like fine wine are women that have strong men over them. That's right. Women that have, and these women will deny it, they'll fight you tooth and nail. They'll get on every TV show, podcast, YouTube channel, you understand, shaking their head and wagging their hand and talking that BS like they need to be independent. They need this, they need to be that, and all of that BS, when the real truth is that nobody, not just a woman, nobody wants to go through life not having a strong character of advisement to. Multi-millionaires paid millions of dollars to their advisors, man. To people that advise them and to show them how to walk through life. And once again, that's what a husband is to a wife in many ways. You're that advisor, man. And when you give up your position as that advisor and tell her that any lust that she desires, she should be able to explore and be a part of, you're going to end up with a disgusting hoe that don't know what to do with her life. That's right. You understand? And whenever you hear something about their relationship, it's always based in the sex, and it's based in the sex because, of course, that's all this disgusting broad care about. That's why her son and daughter is growing up the way they are. That's why her marriage with him is the way it is. And she's so selfish, she don't care about for the success of her show. She'll spill and air, you know, all their dirty laundry. She could give a damn about it. Like, once again, you get a narcissistic, selfish hoe. You done bought yourself the worst thing. You done bought yourself, you done bought yourself a box of kryptonite, brother. You done bought yourself something that you're going to bring in your house and it's going to weaken your knees and weaken your back and weaken your mind and destroy yourself in your life, man. You understand? And destroy everything around you, man. Like, some of these women are like dragons, man. So I know I'm running on. Some of them is like dragons. Some of them, you bring them in your house, they like a dragon. And that's what he got there. Like, he got nothing out of that marriage. He didn't even get a strong son. He didn't even get a strong daughter. He didn't even get a strong relationship. He didn't even get a strong sex life. He got nothing from this woman, according to the reports that's gone on with them. And brother, let that be a lesson to every brother coming into this truth. Let it be a lesson to you, man. If you don't be strong with your woman, then brother, you're going to live a horrible, miserable life with that woman. You placate to her, you kiss her behind, you don't scrutinize what she's saying. You understand? You don't look at these things at face value. And let me tell you where a lot of it come from. a lot of it, I hate to say, a lot of it comes from going through hell with your mom. And let me explain what I mean. I'm not blaming your mom, but let me explain to you what I mean. Black men that grow up in houses where their mother is struggling to take care of them, is struggling to get to work, struggling to make money, struggling to make ends meet. It puts it's a training ground for you to be constantly sympathetic to a woman. You see your mother tired and see her struggling and trying to clean, and she ain't got no man there to help her, and whatever other obstacles this so-called beast that's put in front of your mother. When you become a young man, you become strong, but you'll become strong to defend a woman. You'll become strong to placate to a woman. You become strong to make sure your woman does not suffer like your mother suffered. So then you become like Will Smith. You get together with that. Now you got your woman, and your woman ain't your mama. Your woman is this hoe on the corner pretending to be a lamb. That's your woman. Your woman is this troglodyte sitting on this corner that hates you, the Most High, and even her own damn self. And so now you trying to finally give your mama the peace and the comfort that she needs. You now run out and give this woman everything she asks for. And brother, if you pick the wrong woman and do that too, you going to regret it. That's why brothers is in the penitentiary. That's why brothers is in the line at the chicken joint and the line at the Chinese food restaurant. That's why every time you look up, some woman is throwing your clothes out the window, hitting you upside the head with a can, scratching and keying your car, smashing your windshield. Out, you got to drag her out the club, dressing butt naked because she knows that something's been put inside you. She can see it on you a mile away. And she knows what's been put inside you is the spirit to try and save your mama. And brother, some of these monsters out here are like gymnastics experts in lies and games. Some of these, what's that old gymnastic expert over there? Biles, what's her name?
Simone Biles, sir.
Simone Biles. You see how she flip and spin on the top of the mats and on top of them, and all them feet and hands spinning all over the place. That's what that evil broad is doing to Will Smith. And that's what's going on to thousands and thousands of brothers out there. That's why we in such a difficulty to build our house the right way. And we got to turn around and put it together and build it the right way. And it's only through you standing up and being masculine through the grace and mercy of the Lord. I'm shutting up my ass.
If I may, sir.
Can I Most High Christ.
You can bring it. Yeah, there you go.
And she learned this. When he met her, she was a nasty hoe. You know, when he got with her, she was fresh off of Tupac, right?
Yep.
And Will was so weak and unwise that when they would greet each other, she'd hug all on Tupac. Hey, and they reminisce and talk about things. And he said he never could bring himself up to even speak to Tupac because of it. The woman see that, you know what I'm saying? She saw that. She know her nasty ass still got it. Yeah, she knew she had this cat. You know what I mean? Because he wasn't mad at her. You know what I'm saying? Again, it was sympathetic to her, like mama, right? But Tupac, he looking at sideways with a little animosity and can't even bring himself to say, "What's up, brother?" You know, we'll speak to him. You know,
imagine that. Like you
started. Now she just never stopped.
Yep.
If I may, sir, you know, if I may, sir, and it just proves like it's nothing that she can do to Will to make him leave her. You know what I mean? And also, you know, what Will Smith need to do is he need to tear that red table up. He need to tear that red table up so there ain't no more red table show. At least for a couple of weeks.
Hey, sir, we're over to the Zion is saying it's so heavy because they filmed that red table in his home.
Right.
And a lot of sisters follow after the example of Jada Pinkett Smith. I was at my slavery tonight, sir, where it was an older brother I slaved with. You know, good brother. Some older sisters came in and got on him because he ain't know the prices of some roses that was on the other side of the building. And she was like, "Oh man, I hope you ain't telling this young brother, you know what I mean, showing them your ways and everything. We deserve flowers. We deserve this. We deserve that. Y'all niggas ain't shit. What you think, young brother?" I said, "Well, sis, to be honest with you, a lot of y'all don't deserve flowers. You ain't getting no flowers from me. I said the sisters that get flowers are the ones that's in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Those are the sisters that get flowers. Y'all don't deserve flowers. Salaki.
You know, man, like them type of sisters are like that. They, you know, they should be bringing you a goddamn gift. Man, you mean to stop them from their selfish, disgusting, whorish behavior. Because this sister right here, brother, like she bagged Will Smith and gave him absolutely nothing and just sucked the life out of them and filled herself with every lust and she's a child molester, man. He's married to a full-fledged child molester that done destroyed her own son, seeing her have a sexual relationship. I mean, could you imagine growing up and your mama is having a sexual relationship with your homie and your father is standing right up there in the house? That's why he put a dress on. That's why that boy put a dress on, because in his mind, well, if my daddy won't stand up for this, then maybe I should just go on and put a dress on. Like that broad right there is a monster, according to all the reports. Unless all the reports are a lie, she's a monster. Because, I mean, good night. Right in front of you. I mean, I could not, I'd be in the penitentiary because I would have definitely killed my homie. You understand? And I probably would have smoked my mom too. Salakia, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn. And such a selfish beast for her to go and have sex with her own son's homie. Like, you ain't never think about that boy. Never. And the daughter came on that red table and said, you know, you barely raised us. You was never around. Go ahead, Joe.
Then it show young boys, it show everybody that femininity is stronger.
Yes,
it showed that. So Jaden Smith grew up seeing femininity was stronger. To be feminine, you get power.
Yeah.
Get your money. You know what I'm saying? It gets you all the things you want to being feminine. You know what I'm saying? Like that old singer rapper, whoever that cat is that do the more gay video, the satanic gay video. Lil Nas. Like they learning that femininity is the road to the riches. You know what I mean? And a mother like Jada Pickett teaches the brother that. You know what I'm saying? That femininity is strong. Like the scriptures say, you know, she have destroyed kings. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing stronger than the woman is the truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Kind of a concert. Yes, sir.
Kind of one concert.
That was it, sir.
John, let's go to the next one. You can bring us back out.
Kind of a concert. U.S. economy slowed to 2% rate last quarter in face of COVID.
Go ahead.
It says Washington AP hampered by rising COVID-19 cases as persistent supply shortages. The U.S. economy slowed to a 2% annual rate in the July through September period.
And they not coming all the way clean with that, because a lot of it is blacks and Latinos not going back to work.
I don't know what concert.
Like they not going back to work. Like we were on such a treadmill. You know, making a BS paycheck, running home, paying the bills, trying to party to ventilate on the weekend, running back up in there on Monday, mad and bitter and angry, working around the clock. Then the COVID hit. Boom. Shut everything down. Some people went home and discovered that they was a human being after that. Like some people went home and just discovered that you could bring us back out. So some people went home and discovered that we was a human being that finally got enough rest. Some people ain't even have enough sleep, ain't have time to explore nothing in their life. You understand? All their artistic abilities, their creative abilities, all of that came back because all of that was beaten out of you. And the only thing you was left to do was just labor and party a little and go to hell to bed. Now all of it coming back, brothers and sisters opening up all kind of little websites, selling what they selling. Becoming all creative, coming up with other ways to survive. And some people just decide they just not going back. And it is killing Esau's economy. And believe you me, he going to try to come up with some reason to get everybody back up in work. And once again, like I said, that East Indian told me that's all they sitting around talking about. Is how they can't get these slaves back to work. Because without the slaves up in there working, brother, everything is slowing down. Once again, it ain't have nothing to do with all those other things they claim deals with the economy. The economy of this empire is built on one thing and one thing only slave labor. That is what this empire, like just like ancient Egypt, the Greeks called it Egyptos. Okay, they called the land of Mizraim Egyptos. And they called it that because it was the land of captivity, man. The land of slaves. Okay. That's why they called it that. And that's this empire. When we read about this empire thousands of years from now, we will call it something similar because it is the land that just breeds captivity, man. Go ahead, Salakia.
In general, it reminds me of every movie that's ever been made about the drones. Either the or just the work of drones. They wake up, drink their coffee, go to work. Everybody's a drone till somebody dropped the virus. The virus, now they all break free. Now they looking around like, what the hell am I doing? In their brain. You know what I'm saying? The Lord did with COVID. You know what I'm saying? Virus in the damn central computer to break the drones free. You know
like that's what that movie The Matrix was about.
It
was totally about that. Getting them out the Matrix is like waking them up out of a dead sleep. You know what I mean? And you know, only the avenue of I.S.U.P.K is making it happen. Go ahead, Salakia.
Colonel McCons. It said the weakest quarterly growth since the recovery from the pandemic recession began last year. Thursday report from the Commerce Department estimated that the nation's gross domestic product, its total output of goods and services, declined sharply from 6% plus annual growth rates of each of the previous 2 quarters.
And remember now, this all of it isn't due to not having. That's why they call it supply chain, because it ain't for having the supplies. It's for not having the ability to get the supplies all the way to the consumer. And to get the supplies to the consumer, you need slaves. Watch real soon. This goes on a little longer. They are going to start to bring prisoners out of prison. They're going to come out with super high-tech, sophisticated ankle bracelets. They're going to have ankle bracelets, brother, with total GPS drone capability. It's going to be like Star Wars, man. And that ankle bracelet going to get you out of a cage and on a job or in a truck or in a warehouse or on some job, and you're going to be able to work all the energy out that you couldn't work out in that jail cell. You're going to be able to work it out there and pay restitution and pay them back and all that. And as far as they're concerned, they're going to believe they built a beautiful society and that they don't have to have now millions of people in prison, because they'll be out of prison with an ankle bracelet on, trying to make up this economy and keep this slave labor going, man. That's what's the future. Go ahead, Doc. Was that it on that or more?
That was pretty much it on that, sir.
Okay. So we're moving on. So we'll see. And now is a dangerous time for all empires, man, because the Lord stepped in with that COVID. You don't know what he may step in with next. Now they having a labor issue. Anything can go down. The Most High can step in with any move on this place. And it is beautiful in my sight. It is beautiful to see the Most High come up out his thicket and put something down on the empires of this world, man. Go ahead, Doc.
Colonel McCon, sir. Men shot by Kyle Rittenhouse cannot be called victims in court, judge rules.
Amazing. Like, you get shot. Go ahead, read a little of the story for everybody.
Colonel McCon, sir. The people shot by Kyle Rittenhouse in Kenosha, Wisconsin last August cannot be referred to as victims by prosecutors in court, a judge ruled on Monday.
That's crazy.
Defense attorneys may, however, call them arsonists or looters, the judge said.
Imagine that. You can call them arsonists or looters, but you can't. Listen, amazing. The people that got shot didn't start no fires. The people that got shot was not breaking into any stores. They was out there protesting. Now there was rioters and looters, but the people that got shot weren't burning down places and looting places. But the judge just decided you can't call them victims because this Edomite then shot him, which once again just shows you what's in their heart. which shows you what's in their heart. And if I could, General, you was gonna say something, Salaki.
After you, sir.
Oh, okay, real quick. I was just gonna say that for those of us who truly love Black people, who truly love Latinos, who truly love Native Indians, this story is one of the most horrifying, and I'll tell you why. This story right here is one of the most horrifying stories for this reason. That judge is obviously biased towards this white supremacist who went out there and shot people to death. And the problem is there are millions and millions of white people in these positions, and you don't know who they are, and you don't know their politics, but they got power to make decisions, and those decisions affect your life.
Damn right.
Like, you got tons and tons of white supremacist judges that is real angry right now, and now have the opportunity to exercise their anger out in criminal court against you. Like, we read that story just last week where those children, where that prosecutor was getting all those children locked up before that judge. Now, they was doing it based on the money they could get. You understand? That they were doing it based on the money they could get. But what about the ones who will do it just based on hating you? They ain't taking no money, so they ain't gonna get kicked off the bench for a bribe. They ain't gonna get kicked off the bench for that. But they will be judging cases. They will be in different city agencies denying you certain services. They will be in certain corporations looking at that job application of yours, and after the interview, throw your application in the garbage saying, I ain't gonna never hire a nigga. You understand? Like, those are the ones that are the most frightening. And those are the ones that operate and make you not understand why you are suffering in this kingdom. Like they're hidden in the dark. So in your mind, your suffering and Black people's suffering is their own fault. That's what's in your mind. Why? Because you can't see them. You don't know why. You don't know why that application was denied. You don't know why you got that extra time in the prison. And you don't put it together because you don't want to look at racism in its eye and say it exists and it is living and thriving. And now after Donald Trump, brother, you got to be afraid, because now you're going to go to the car. You're going to go to the used car repairman to do a simple repair. You're going to leave the car thinking it's only $35. And then when you come back, he's going to say it was $1,100 because of A, B, C, and D. And if you don't pay me the $1,100, I'm going to confiscate your vehicle and have it auctioned at the auction. And you're going to have no choice but to pay the $1,100. And you're never going to know that the reason you paying this $1,100 is simply because this person hates your guts because of who you are. And if you are not aware of it, if you are not paying attention, if you don't have the spirit of the Lord from the ISUPK, you're just going to be a further victim in this kingdom. And I feel for our people for that, brother. Salaki, General, please.
If I could make 2 points, General. One, that's proof that it is impossible for the 12 tribes of Israel to even be racist in the first place.
Right.
Real racist can affect your life from his racism. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like this judge, he can affect your life because he hates you, because he don't like you, because he's a racist. Now, if I don't like him, what the hell difference is it going to make on the earth? I can't do nothing against him, sir.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't even be racist against him if I wanted to.
Right.
But he can surely make my life a living hell, have me behind them bars. His racism can destroy my life, but we can't affect their life even if we didn't like them. So it's impossible for us to be racist. The other thing, the point you brought out, how I think somewhere in the story, it said he don't want them to be referred as victims. Because, but for a reason, like so it don't taint the jury or so
right. He trying to sway the judgment.
Right, but yet, what arsonist, looter, you know what I'm saying, and all that ain't going to taint the jury. Like you said, he's already on this guy's side. Racist against us. You know what I'm saying? So
if I may, sir. If I may, sir, you know, and this is why I love the I.S.U.P.K, because, you know, the I.S.U.P.K is the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge.
Right.
Practical, like it's very, very, very practical. You know what I mean? And this what General Mayak just broke down is very practical for anybody that can understand that on any level of smarts that you may have. You know, you don't have to have a college degree. You know, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure this out. You know, it's like our, you know, the you know, it goes back to, of course, the leadership, you know what I mean, who teaches this, you know what I mean, to not be aware of these things. You know what I'm saying? Like this is why we so destroyed out here.
I'm right.
Connor, what kind?
And damn right. And you know what I mean? Like you ask yourself a question. You know what I mean? When I'm going to the doctor to have something done, who is this doctor now? You know what I mean? Like, who is this doctor now?
God.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is he gonna stick to the Hippocratic oath and treat me correctly or not?
Right.
And now that our stupid, dumbass leaders got rid of all of our doctors, all of our dentists, all of our surgeons in the so-called civil rights movement, which is a joke at this point.
You
understand? Like, because of that, now I ain't got no doctors and lawyers and stuff that will care for me because of who I am and who they are. Like, I don't have them that's going to show me that love. You understand? They might be individuals, but they in a system watching the enemy do the same thing. I mean, it's bad. It's bad. And dumb, stupid black leaders, especially them preachers who've been quiet as a mouse throughout the entire pandemic, are going to sit around and just watch us, you know, wither away.
Salaki, sir, if I may. So if I may, sir, so it's like our leadership don't understand that the creators of the game don't have to abide by the rules.
Right.
So we're
right.
Like trying to convince the creators of the game
right.
to follow by the rules.
And
they prove to us that they do not have to follow the rules because they created the damn game. Salakia.
And if you complain that the game is rigged, they just say it's your fault.
Right.
They just say, well, it's your fault. You didn't play the game hard enough.
God.
You didn't dribble hard enough. You didn't shoot far enough. You messed up the game. It ain't on them in their mind. Man, it's crazy, man. We should pray to every black man, Latino man, Native Indian man should pray to the Most High. You understand? And come into the body of the I.S.U.P.K. Go ahead, Salakia.
Esau, and I know that Esau got a trigger word too amongst his colleagues. They try to bring up points like that. You know what I'm saying, to show that you unfair or wrong. Damn, what do you call it? Oh man, I forgot the word. It's a trigger word. I hear them use it's irresponsible.
Right.
Irresponsible. They say,
right.
I heard Edomites try to go against points to these elected officials and different, Edomites with power who and he'll try to bring a point, like Tizama, a point, like what a lower level is only natural that they do that because of what America did. Because of this, they say, come on, Joe, you're irresponsible. And Joe picks up. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's right.
Start throwing that irresponsible. I believe that word may affect their career.
Wakanda. And to piggyback what General Mayak said, I think it was an episode of the Boondocks where they said, they're like, oh, he got fired for being an irresponsible white man. Because as soon as they begin to be sympathetic about our cause, they're like, well, Bill, you're being irresponsible. If I may, sir, it happened with that, that homosexual devil? What's that homosexual brother's name on CNN? Don Lemon. Don Lemon was trying to, talk to his other fellow colleague devil about something going on with our people, and he was being sympathetic. The other devil jumped in and was like, well, Bill, you're being irresponsible. So what General Mayak is bringing out is so heavy, sir, because the oppressor does not give a damn, sir. Salaki.
Right. That was you gonna say something to I want Salaki?
I mean, sorry, what the general was saying is so right. You know what I mean? It's like, our leadership is like this, they got this like a similarist mindset where, we try to, figure out a way that we can, prove to the oppressor that, you know, we got a soul. You know,
Right.
this is exactly why the Kenosha killer, the murderer, is able to, you know, have these things taken out of his trial, because they control the game. And since they control the game, they can make the rules up as they go.
Exactly.
And our leadership is to be made to understand this on a practical level, right? Right. There's the word again, practical, on a practical level, for them to even understand this, so that we don't get, you know, shot down every time we try to, you know, come at every single corner we trying to turn. You know what I'm saying? Salakia, sir.
Listen, you 100% right. You know, they stress law and order. Donald Trump said he's gonna be the law and order president. They stress law and order on us, and following the rules on us, and fair play on us, and then they stormed the damn Capitol. You know what I mean?
That's what it
You know
means.
what I mean?
Law and order. Salakia, sir. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead, General. Go ahead, Salakia.
Law and order, when they say it, and their people understand it. Our press understand it. It ain't about them. Law and order simply means making these slaves obey us.
Yes.
Law and order to them.
Yes.
That's why it seems so simple. When they talk about it, we like, well, y'all don't do it. But they mind ain't thinking law and order, we all do it. This is law, this is for you. This is law
right.
That was it.
Right. Listen, you're right. That law and order is to oppress us. Not for them to have to follow those law and order rules. That ain't for them. Just like you saying, it got nothing to do with them. It's ridiculous, man. Let's go on. What else we got?
A pastor held a connection to the suspected human sacrifices was killed in a police car crash on his way to be charged.
I mean, it don't matter what these pastors do; they still respect it. Like, it do not matter what they do, brother. If I stop at a red light and a chicken foot fall out of my damn car, they're gonna say I am full out a Satan worshiper. But this cat here could be really worshiping Satan, and it not even be a problem. Like, these churches are a joke. Like, they a joke, and they never speak out against any pastor, no matter what he does. That no matter what he does, he could get caught with the child butt naked, and they still don't. They won't even open their mouth. They won't defend you for anything.
Especially if
they won't say again.
Especially if he cries, sir.
Yeah. Oh, forget about it. Then it's all over. Like, they don't defend you for anything. They will accept anything that happens to you. You understand? Until it happens to them. Like, that's ridiculous. Give us a little more.
It says a pastor in Jamaica who was accused of being involved in human sacrifices died in a police car crash, the local police said Monday.
Go ahead.
Kevin Smith, the leader of the Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries, died while
don't shorten that name. Give us that name. Give us that name again. Wait a minute. Who was out there doing sacrifice and crashed the damn car up in a police chase? Was it the cult of cults, or who was that? Just give us that good name, that good, that good Christian name.
It says,
Kevin, there he go. Look at him. Look at him. In the name of Jesus, Holy Ghost filled. That's a complete sodomite to the right over there in the blue. Matter of fact, them robes is almost girly like. Those are like girly robes. Now read the name of this holy place.
Sir. Kevin Smith, the leader of the Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries, died while being transported from Montego Bay to Kingston to face charges connected to suspected ritual killings, the local news outlet Jamaica Observer reported.
He in there on Sunday in the name of Jesus, and on Monday chopping off chicken heads and drinking blood. That's church. Like, that is church.
Did they say what he killing? Did they say animals or people?
Oh, it was human sacrifice, sir.
Oh, not bad. It wasn't chicken.
This was human sacrifice, sir.
I thought it was maybe a chicken foot or something. I stand corrected. I see it was much, much more. This piece of garbage sacrificing people. Like, who gave him a minister's degree?
Right.
Who built him a damn church? Who financed him? What disgusting Christian organization financed his church? Okay. This is the problem in Black America. It's the problem in Latino and Native Indian America. This is the problem. And it is why we keep bringing it up.
That's right.
Human sacrifice. Give us a little more if you could. Slocky, General, was you about to say something? Please jump in. No, go ahead, you know.
Connor Wakan, sir.
Look at this here. Is that Eddie Long? Who's this right here? This him?
That's him, sir.
That's him. Look at this here. And listen, and if you will sacrifice a human body, you will engage in all kinds of lewdness. Like if you could go to the point where you take a person's life, and in a sacrifice, we ain't talking about in a gunfight. We ain't talking about in a bar fight. We talking about you bring them in, strap them down, they hollering and screaming, trying to get away. You giving them some kind of sedative and cutting their body open to sacrifice to your God. Like that's the real deal. Like you'll do anything if you're willing to do that. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Connor McCon. It says on October 17th, the police arrived at the organization's Montego Bay church after receiving reports that a member had saying she had been stabbed as part of a ritual per the news outlet Jamaica Loop. A deadly shootout ensued and one man was fatally shot, Jamaica Loop reported, citing authorities. The police later entered the church building and found two bodies per Jamaican Loop, a man with a gunshot wounds and a woman whose throat had been slashed. They had also found a wounded man who was stabbed and shot in connection to a ritual.
Damn. So he is stab and shoot you. And that guy was still alive in the ritual when they came to get this piece of garbage. And you telling me to go to church? Please. Please. Like these churches, man, is the last place Black people and Latino people need to be. They the last places on earth you need to be. Look at this sodomite here. Like this, the last place you need to ever be. You're gonna unlearn all your morals. You're gonna unlearn every ounce of dignity that you had. You're gonna be reduced to a selfish, greedy, grubby, scrapping animal while making this piece of garbage rich. That's what you're gonna be reduced to. Let's go on.
Connor Wakan, sir. It says poses real problems. Ex-Minneapolis cop has murder conviction reversed and sentencing reduced. New president draws concerns as Derek Chauvin seeks to appeal his conviction.
Right. So now, after all the smoke is cleared, now they're ready to reverse all them convictions that they had to give out because Black people was protesting so hard. Right. Now it's time to flip them. It's time to flip those. They done did a little time in there now. Okay. Time to let them out. Go ahead. Y'all was gonna say something?
If I may, sir, Amber Geiger, she's next. I'm pretty sure she's somewhere around there, trying to get her conviction overturned for killing Bolton John.
Yeah,
of course. I think she walked into the wrong apartment. That's what the story says, but I'm pretty sure that that's not exactly what happened.
Please,
but this is definitely what's going to happen because, like this, like him trying to get this conviction overturned is exactly what's going to happen once the smoke settles. So once he does get the conviction overturned, those George Floyd statues that we got is not going to mean a damn thing because he's going to be out at the mall, and enjoying life like anybody else would, and and eventually we'll forget about it if he does get the conviction overturned.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I was done.
That was it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go. What else we got, y'all?
Connor Wakan, sir. Next story, sir.
Yep.
Colonel Khan, Philadelphia to become first major U.S. city to ban police from stopping drivers for low-level traffic violations.
Terrorism just got reduced by 10%. There'll be less terrorism in the empire by 10%. You understand? There'll be less terror on the average person walking down the street. Now maybe we could really concentrate on fixing the real criminals. Maybe we can really focus on the real criminals now that we're going to stop all this running up of tickets and pulling people over and murdering brothers in the car that's innocent and destroying people's lives. Maybe we can now focus and towing their cars and making TV shows about stealing black people's vehicles from them. Maybe now we can focus on the real problems. You know what I mean? Maybe now, instead of picking on the poor people who got no political power to push back against your predatory ways, you understand, while you rob and steal to every quarter out of their pocket. Now maybe you can focus on some real jobs, on some real criminals, on some real issues, man. Maybe black people could start having businesses again, because maybe you'll crack down on all those mobsters that control every black business in Philadelphia. Maybe we'll get some things done. Maybe you'll stop all the stealing of black and Latino people's houses for all the what they call them, developers that love to steal and rob their houses in these different auctions. Maybe we'll stop those criminals as well. Maybe there'll be some real criminals get dealt with now. You understand? Now that they're gonna cut them petty crimes, and they never needed to have all those petty stops is about money. That's all they're about. Pulling you over, writing you a ticket, you understand, to get money. Now, some things is necessary to keep traffic laws up, and I get that. But if that was handled rightly, then it would not be all black and Latino people being pulled over and getting all the daggone tickets out. So unless y'all want to chime in, let's go on to the next story. What else you got? You got one more. So if you got one in there you really want to get to, this is probably it.
Honorable Khan, sir. As court rules, Alabama judge accused of racist, sexist remarks must be removed from office.
There you go. Now you hitting on pay dirt. Go ahead.
Honorable Khan, an Alabama probate judge accused of making racist and sexist remarks and fostering a hostile work environment must be removed from office, a state judicial ethics court said Friday in a rare and unanimous ruling.
A rare and unanimous rule. So rarely will they pull him off the bench for his biased sexual ways. Go ahead.
Khan, sir. It says, in sanctioning probate judge Randy Jenks of Talladega County, the Alabama Court of the Judiciary wrote that he violated several of the state's canons of judicial ethics guidelines directing judges to uphold the honor of the judiciary, maintain decorum, and avoid impropriety. The decision to discipline Jenks, 65, comes after multi-day hearing this month that includes witness testimony as well as character witness called by Jenks' defense lawyer, including former Alabama Governor Bob Riley. Among the evidence presented to the court was a recording of Jenks repeating a meme in his office in the nationwide racial unrest in 2020, which he said, "You sons of bitches are going to need something to burn down after Trump gets reelected for a second term."
Oh my goodness, he the probate judge. You see what I'm talking about? That's exactly what we were talking about. He's sitting now. Listen, he got busted because he burst out with it. What about the ones that ain't saying nothing? There's plenty out there that ain't saying nothing, but in their mind, they want to take revenge on the Lord's chosen people for just standing up and saying, "Stop killing us. Stop murdering our brothers." Like you stand up and say, "Stop murdering our brothers," and he say, "You're gonna need something to burn down because I'm gonna take everything you got." Right. That's what he gonna do. I'm gonna take everything you got. And you just think, well, it's the order of the court. No, it's the order of one selfish, racist Edomite. You know what I mean?
Trump know they out there, boy. That's why he sued. Then he appealed to a new judge. Because he know they out there.
God, and Judah Limbo 144, you got it right, because that's in Alabama. Could you imagine what the hell he had to be doing? You understand? In Alabama,
right?
Could you imagine what he had to be doing, man? He damn near had to be wearing the sheet on the head in the court. he damn near had the whole court with the sheet on his head for them to say, man, you got to come off the bench. You know what I mean? So he must have been doing a ton of evil to the Lord's chosen people and talking about it freely like he liked to, because he loved. And they love Trump, and they try to act like they just like Trump's politics. They like Trump's racism. That's why he said that. That's why he used that term in that statement, man. Like, come on, man, wake up. This is serious now. And we got to get serious and serve the Most High, because listen, nothing has ever gotten us out of captivity. You got the Bible sitting in front of y'all at home. You look, go read it. And nothing has ever gotten us out of captivity except the Most High. And brother, listen, the longer we wait, the harder we gonna come groveling to the Most High in that day. You open that Bible and read them stories when it was time for us to get out of captivity. We knew how to grovel to the Most High then. All our pride and dignity and self-respect was wiped off the map, because we were so abstinent and hard-headed and resistant to doing what the Lord said and coming back to the Most High. And he had to beat us and beat us and beat us down with these heathens until we finally said, enough is enough. We will serve the Most High. Well, let's do it early this time. Let's do it early this time. Because if we don't, shoot, like the scripture said, there'll be very little flesh left to save, man. There'll be very little flesh left to save. Hey, listen, man, I don't know about y'all, but I had a wonderful time up in here with General Micah Allah holding it down from Ask Ye the Prophet, Officer Taziah Wan, holding it down, the camp leader down there in Delaware, man. It's been a blessing and a graceful honor to have him up. Several weeks
brothers from Delaware came through too, sir.
Say again.
A couple other brothers that rode with Taziah Wan from Delaware.
Most High in Christ.
War.
And his whole squad. Also, big shout out to Yediah. Yediah is a die-hard up in here, man, and holding us down for a minute. You understand? Along with Marah and Ibad, holding it all down up in the game. You know what I'm saying? It's been in
the house.
Who else?
Captain Ariah.
Oh, Captain Ariah, man, in the house. I watched Captain Ariah on that show y'all do down there in Delaware, man. Y'all unleashed Captain Ariah. I turn on YouTube one day. I see Captain Ariah in somewhat look like a booth with lights and lasers and all kind of stuff around him, and he in there prophesy. He all animated. I said, "What the hell is Captain Ariah doing up in here?"
If I may, sir, shameless plug. Make sure y'all tune in to Root and Speech every Friday night down there with Captain Ariel, with the wine officer Isaiah War.
God, I see y'all gets it in, man. So listen, man. Of course, you know what I'm gonna say at the end of all of this. Pay your tithes, support this truth. You understand? I got soldiers to raise and help and strengthen all over the world. You understand? We, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, you will never get a better place on earth that is blessed by Christ to give you the knowledge you need and the truth you need to go forward in all the works that goes on. General Muhammad is just back off his trip from the Midwest out there in Chicago, so he didn't make it with us tonight. He'll be back next week. General Hazay, damn right, doing how he do, you know how he gets down. Also, General Hazayan as well. He'll be back next week. You know what I mean? We love you, family. We love every last one of you. Big shout out to Just Art and Paint and everybody else, man, that chimed in with your comments. We appreciate them comments, especially since Marah can throw them up on the screen now. We get to see straight up what y'all dealing with. You know what I mean? We're going to get back to the roll call. As soon as I get back in the game, I'm going to get back up in there. in the studio with y'all. We're gonna run our roll call like we used to back then. Hey, everybody, take care, man. I'll see y'all next time live on the UPK, y'all. Shalom.
Sir.
Even though I don't know you, I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Blackwatch with Commanding General Yahanna, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he make man. God made man. God want man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
You don't need a black man in the White House. You need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Blackwatch. Let the show begin.